is all about learning, creating, and innovating. So I feel that this is an extremely important thing because you see, nowadays we focus on completing. I mean, whenever I take the training of teachers, I tell them that school is not made up of doors, walls, and windows. They are made up of ideas, thoughts, and vision. And that's important that learning should take place. That is extremely important. So with that concept and with that vision, this was the activity, an event where every child got an opportunity to make projects on the issues that our world is facing today, whether it's environmental issues or COVID-19 issues. How could we contribute to and help them out in whatever ways we can? So we had 140 plus students projects participating in it with their own innovative ideas and creative concepts that they brought in. And it was a great honor to be leading the prestigious NASA event of International NASA Space Actual in 2020.
So claps for you.
Thank you so much.
You are based in Hyderabad?
Sorry?
You are based in Hyderabad?
Yes, I am.
Where do you stay in Hyderabad?
You see Shakepet area?
Where is that?
International. You've seen International Education Academy School?
You tell me the name of the area?
Yeah. Okay. What should I say? If you haven't seen Shakepet, then it'll be difficult for you to locate. Have you heard about it? Shakepet area.
Sherpet. Spell it.
Shaikpet.
Shakepet. Okay.
Where are you in Hyderabad too, sir?
I am in Hyderabad. I am in Secunderabad, Sikh village.
Oh, great. Actually, yeah, Secunderabad is quite far from our place, actually.
Yeah.
But I have been to Secunderabad many times for sessions like training teachers and all. So I know about that area.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, what is that you do?
I'm training teachers and principals across India.
Okay.
On how you can inculcate learning in children.
How did you get into this?
That's an interesting story because I wanted to be into this field from right grade 2.
Oh.
When my mother opened a school in the garage for underprivileged children.
Okay.
There used to be like 20-30 children, and my mother used to teach. And when we used to come from school, very excited to teach those children.
Okay.
I was in grade 2 at that time. So from there, that idea started. That sharing of knowledge is something that can transform generations and hearts and minds to excellence.
So you are close to Toli Chowki.
Yeah, Toli Chowki, Shakepet area. I mean, it's not Toli Chowki, it's not Shakepet, it's like in between somewhere.
I was looking at the map, yeah.
Yeah.
We are only
somewhere there in between.
We are only half an hour drive apart.
Oh wow, that's not far.
Yeah. I used to stay in Malkajgiri, now shifted to Bhavanpalli.
Oh nice, that's nice.
Yeah. So what is your basic, where did you study? I just glanced through that, but I just want you to tell that.
Sure. I did my MBA from Symbiosis.
Pune?
Then I got...
Pune campus?
Yeah, GG.
Beautiful campus.
Yeah. So then I thought that I think kids are my passion, not the job that of HR. So I shifted to this education field. I did my BEd.
Oh.
And then I thought that when you come into education, it's important to understand every child's hearts and minds. So I started this counseling area, and I did my course on anxiety from Harvard Medical School, presented paper at Harvard University on multiple intelligences 54. Then I thought that now it's a vision where I need to teach each and every teacher. I need to make them understand how important is learning. So I created a theory called Tazeen Textology.
Okay.
The different methods through which you can make a child learn. Because when a teacher comes into the class with a smile and take the children to the journey of learning, if you're teaching a rose, don't just start with a rose. Start with the garden, start with the plants, start with the trees, the sky, the clouds. Just take them to the journey of what they are going to learn. First we need to inculcate the interest in child of learning. Then only the learning will take place. You cannot just start with the rose and just finish it. You need to first make them understand what is it all about. What is nature all about? So with that concept, I've started the theory. It's on International Long-Term Economy Forum. And all the teachers across the world.
What is it called? What is it called?
The theory?
Yeah, no, that academy?
It's International Long-Term Economy.
Long-term economy. Okay, fine. So that means education.
It's about long-term vision, yeah.
So it's education is where you have to invest so that you get stronger.
Yes, because I want to connect with the world now. Let every teacher in the world understand it, because that's my vision. I've been heading it with, and it's always. And then I started, these Skype sessions in the interior of rural areas, because I believe that quality education is something that has nothing to do with urban and rural areas. It's only focused on the minds of every youth and every child, no matter wherever the child is. So with that thought, I started the Skype sessions training teachers, and in fact, that story was published at NASA website.
Okay.
And I was truly honored, because in their educational development program in 2017, I was connected there. So when I shared this story that I started with Skype sessions, they were really happy, and I was happy to see those teachers at that forum. Who do not get opportunity to even go out of their city, but now I could see them, read them at NASA forum. So this was a dream come true for me.
Good.
And
great. It's great.
Thank you so much. So this is something that I truly enjoy, and this is something that satisfies me, energizes me, and excites me.
Good. So what's the path ahead?
Well, apart from that, this event started and all the projects. So it just got over a few days back. This NASA event, I was in it for the past 6 months, continuously over it, to find extremely great students, as number of children who can come up with their innovations and creativity. So I was happy. Even IIT Delhi participated in it.
Okay.
And many schools across India participated in it. So it was really nice.
What is the age group of those children?
The children, actually, they are like all groups. First, I started with 9th and 10th, over 9th and 10th, because the issues related to COVID-19, issues related to environment, coming up with the solutions, they need to have sound knowledge of, about science, about how they can come up. So 9th grade onwards were children, but I was amazed and I was surprised, to see such innovations and such thought process of every child, that they were actually into it, that they could come up with their own ideas, with their own projects, that how we can solve the issue. And this is a great thing. If you can, because knowledge is about inculcating responsibility also. It's not just about knowledge. It's not just about numbers. It's not just about learning. It's also about inculcating responsibility. Like each and every individual in this world should feel responsible, that we need to contribute something or the other to help the world solve the issue. Whether it's nation-wise, state-wise, starting from home, and you go beyond the world. So when you inculcate that learning and responsibility in the minds of young children, you see excellence begins. You will see the nation and the world into a great law and order, into a nation and the world that would lead with great understanding of things, with great thought process. So right now we need to inculcate two things: learning and responsibility. Responsibility about everything, about parents, about elder ones, about friends, about young ones, about knowledge. Responsibility about the knowledge you have. It shouldn't be confined to yourself. It should be given to others, because it always multiplies. If I am sharing my knowledge with you and you will share with me, it will multiply in 400 plus people whom I meet. And I think every knowledge that you share multiplies.
So how are you going to lead these children further, or they are independent?
Well, yes, they are actually. I have a forum of 400 plus educators across India. It's called Vision India.
Okay.
Yeah. So after making them participate in this, we started with around 100 plus principals were also given international long-term thinking certificate, because every school I asked them to bring on the environmental, responsibility in every child. So they planted trees on their birthdays. They got those. They named them their trees with their names so that they could feel it's mine. It's my responsibility forever. And I also made them realize that it's not just about planting trees. When you give a project of environment, it does not stop in planting trees or taking care of it. It starts with what kind of plant have you planted? What is the seed that you have planted? What is the soil? And wherever in the world can you find that soil? It's about knowledge of each and everything. So this is an era of integrated learning, where you start with the seed and go to the top of the tree. It is an integrated learning. If you're learning about just a seed, it's not confined to that. It's confined to the soil. What kind of soil are you planting that seed? And where in the world can you find that soil? You should know that where else can we take this project across the world? And what are the environmental conditions to it? Now, the problem is
my last video on my YouTube is on a tree.
Okay.
Mulato Brahmarupaya Madhyado Vishnurupine Agrada Shivarupaya Vrikshadajete Nama. The root is the Brahma. Brahma is creativity.
Excellent.
From there it sprouts. And it stays with the karma, action. And the fruit is what is giving you peace of mind, meditation.
Fantastic, sir. Fantastic. That's really nice. And these things, why when I read about you, I felt so amazing, because the vision you share, and I felt so connected with it. This is really amazing. It's a great honor to have an interaction with you.
And we are in Hyderabad doing many things parallelly. Probably I must have spoken to all the CBSE principals in Gulf.
Okay, that's great.
Have covered more than 6 lakhs teachers so far, more than 10 lakhs of students.
That's amazing, sir. That's amazing. I'm so glad to hear that. And in any ways, if I could help you, it'll be a great honor.
I don't think people should not help each other.
Okay.
I don't want you to become helpless. I don't want to become helpless. We should share and then see how we can help somebody else who require it.
Great. Fantastic.
I don't help people like you who are already doing good.
How sweet is that? Okay, so we'll share knowledge and rise with excellence.
I'm also flowing. Probably you are flowing. Let us flow together so that maybe it can make a better effect.
Absolutely, sir. It's amazing.
See, I don't think anybody joins hand with someone who is really helpless. Correct?
But I think that's a beautiful approach. I loved it.
Yeah. So there are so much happening in different places. Probably a confederation or something. I did a lot of projects on school education, children, upbringing them, but not on a very specific project. The last holidays of Gulf, July, August, September, I did a virtual camp.
Oh, nice.
I had 160 children to start with. It's all free, so social service program. So they don't stick to us when we become too strict. Probably we demand so much, they are not able to cope up with my speed. They drop out. They will have their own process of getting engagement. So last we had some 30-40 children. We did a drama on COVID. That's all available under what is called Moksha, M-O-K-S-H-A, Moksha. That's a virtual camp. Name was called Moksha. Moksha means your happiness. So that's what I did. I keep doing. I have an old house in Kerala, which is nearly 200 years old. So Children come from
Oh,
different
wow.
parts of the world. They stay with
Oh,
me
nice.
for 10 days, and that's like a life learning session.
I
That's
would
in a
love to visit.
small village, learn about village life. You can
Yeah.
see that under the name Nanam, Jnaanam.
Okay, nice.
Nanam is
Nice.
knowledge.
Mhm.
So Janaki is my mother's name, Narayan is my father's name. So
Okay.
it's called Janaki Narayan Mentoring.
Oh, nice, yeah.
But abbreviation reads as Nanam, which means knowledge.
Oh, nice, nice, nice.
Okay. So I had
That's
a lot of
beautiful.
children coming and staying with me for 10 days, 15 days. There are people who stayed for multiple times because
Acha.
nothing is common. Probably because I am doing, there may be common activities, but otherwise the program decided by the children who appear there. So after they come, they expose themselves, we will see what is that they want. One of the 10 days, one of the days are engaged by my science teacher who taught me when I was a 9th class student.
Oh, wow.
He is around 72, 73 now.
Mm.
Still he come with a basket of electronics,
Like,
mechanical, wheels, all that. He comes from a neighboring village, so I go and pick him up, and he will come and spend full day. He don't talk about innovation, discovery. He talks about improvisation. You can do wonders from whatever waste material which you have around. You can make science experiments.
great. So on this, I want to share one great thing. I was heading an underprivileged school as a principal. So, we didn't have much of the workforce. So, what happened? They were like, those leaves that fall on the ground and they dry up. So, there were like lots of leaves on the ground. And we didn't have so many people to work out, to clean and everything. It was an underprivileged school. So, I got an idea. I told children from grade 5 to collect those leaves which are on the ground and make something creative. In an hour, the whole ground was cleaned and amazing creativity came up. Every child made such beautiful stuff on their notebooks with those leaves. I mean, so beautiful. Some of them made peacock and some of them made some of the other things. So with this innovative ideas, it was all cleaned also, and they were innovative in their own ways. So I mean, in schools like these, I don't feel you need great tools to bring learning. You just need a thought process.
Yeah, I used to do this in our camp when we have got food item which is little more surplus.
Yeah.
Immediately I call for an eating competition, everything will be finished.
Exactly, that's true. These are the ways actually. Absolutely.
Jugad.
Yeah. Oh, that's so nice.
So what was your basic graduation?
I did it in political science honors, and before that I was in science field.
Where did you study?
AMU, Aligarh Muslim University. I did political honors.
That is in Delhi or Hyderabad? Delhi.
It's in Aligarh. You have heard of Sir
it's in Ali. Yeah, I know. You did it in Delhi. They have campuses in different places now.
At AMU, Aligarh Muslim University.
Yeah, we have in Kerala. Also, we have. I am from Kerala,
Yeah.
so we have Aligarh Muslim University campus in Kerala. That's why I asked you. Yeah.
I have been to IIM Kozhikode. I loved it.
Okay.
They had invited me once for a lecture, so
Okay.
I enjoyed it. It's beautiful, yeah.
So how long you are in Hyderabad?
I have been in Hyderabad like for the past around, I think, 15 years or 13, 14 years.
Otherwise, where were you?
I'm from Aligarh.
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 Okay.
Yeah. But because we shifted to Hyderabad as like professionally to start a work. We have an organization, Mansha Educational Society.
Okay.
And my father is the chairperson. I am managing director of it.
Okay. So this is the social activity which you do?
Absolutely.
That's it. Okay.
Yeah. So I truly enjoy it. I don't know, it's my passion because my father has been in this field for the past 40 plus years.
Okay.
So yeah.
What is he
So
into?
he was the director of International Indian School in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
And yeah, and then in many other organizations and all. And right now he is the chairperson of Mansha Educational Society, our society, and he's training the teachers in North India, and I take up South India. Now when I come here, like in holidays or some, then me and my father, we do it together, and it's so much fun.
So otherwise he stays in Aligarh even now.
Yes,
Okay,
he's
good.
very much. I think that the best time for me is when I'm with my father discussing on different issues, and I encourage every child to have a word with their parents because you learn so much just from experience, which you don't find in books.
Saudi Arabia schools, especially Indian schools, are too large. I was in Dammam, where there were
I studied from Dammam.
20,000 children in the Dammam Indian school.
Yeah, I know. I studied. I'm from Dammam International School.
I was there for a teachers training program.
Acha.
I spoke to all the students, and then the huge hall. I went to both girls' school and boys' school. Half day was in girls' school, half day was in boys' school. Dammam, I had some 3 days of workshop for children on life learning.
Wow.
Yeah. Still,
That's
there is an
nice.
invitation because of COVID. I am not able to make it.
Yeah.
I may have a virtual program for Dammam maybe in this month or next month. The date is to be fixed, but it's in the pipeline.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I've studied from the Dammam International School.
Good.
Yeah, and my father was in Riyadh, and he was the director of Riyadh International School. Even that schools, schools there have 20,000 children.
20,000 children.
Oh my God.
1,200
Yeah.
teachers.
Yeah.
South 1,200 teachers. Yeah. Huge.
Really, that's amazing. I mean, here in India, it's all university. University has so many children.
Yeah. Now, one of the activity which I'm thinking of is most of these 20,000 children, if you look at it, probably lakhs of children altogether, and they are up to 12th, they are happy in their schools. But for Indian students, after 12th, there are no options for higher education in most of the Gulf countries.
Correct.
The two things which happens normally is they end up in some private institutions in India where they are really bugged up. Because even the so-called highly educated teachers in India, they don't speak good English as these international school teachers speak. Second option which they have is they go to West, and then there is a big cultural shift from what they have been practicing in Gulf and then the West. So most of them get spoiled.
Correct.
So I don't know why Gulf countries are not that open for education. So we are looking of one option for creating an academic institution where we can have a Indian degree as well as a Western degree,
That's a great idea.
which could run most probably, except a few courses like engineering or medicine, we can really run through virtual. They can be at home and then get the degree, and I'm sure the world is open. There are a lot of open courses, and but they are not open to such open courses even now, because they love to have an umbrella of an academic institution. So I was pushing somebody from Saudi Arabia who is ready to create a platform, and then we are looking at some handshake with some Western university and related people. India, it's not a big problem because we can have academic discussion with somebody. Probably we will have a tie-up with some autonomous institutions, or maybe something like that we are planning. It's in thought process
That'd be
now.
great
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. I mean, that will actually channelize the time and the right approach of every child there.
And
That's a great
and
idea.
anybody, you don't have to be a student at the age of 17 to start. Even at 40 you can start. It's like a distance education program, no? So I believe
Absolutely.
more in continuing education, learning parallelly,
Yeah.
sitting at home.
True, true.
I was director for academic staff college, teachers training program in the university setup. I was in
Okay.
Calicut. Parallelly, I worked with the continuing education program. So I believe more in andragogy technologies and then more than no.
Mhm.
I have a book on pedagogies. That's on
Acha.
yeah, that's on adaptive learning.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. I'm going to read everything.
Though I'm not a beard. I don't have a bed and a mud. Okay.
Well, that is really, I mean, it's so wonderful talking to you, sir. I truly, truly enjoy it. It's so amazing to hear you. I mean, it's so much of learning. So sir, right now you are doing the virtual programs.
I have a few activities. I have conceptually I start thinking something and then post it and then start working on that probably when it get matured. So it takes some time. Uh,
Acha.
One program which I had in mind in 2005 was Social Craft Foundation.
Acha.
How do you? That's exactly what is the social commitment. Uh, Share, care, love, teach, learn to learn. How do you take this message out? Who are the actual pillars of the society? How do you craft them well? But then nothing much happened because I keep rolling. I don't stay somewhere most probably. Now I am a professor of KL University, so in mathematics. So I teach maths there. Yeah.
Okay.
But then that doesn't occupy me fully. So I am into something else parallelly. Now the new education policy, I was talking to most of the platforms where I get. So I had many. Almost every week there could be one discussion or maybe writing something or talking something on that for teachers quality improvement. One of the concern which I had was the new education policy is not very different from what policy we had in our traditional Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan's view. It's not different. I gave a talk in recently one of the oldest colleges in India. The college started 203 years back, where
Carry on.
10 principals were Britishers. And I had an opportunity. That's an autonomous college. I work very closely with them. The other day we had induction training program where I was the orientation lecture was by me. So there I said it is not new. It's only the old wine is again put in the new bottles, right?
Correct, correct.
The problem is that the implementation it loses its all the power with which the thought process have gone into making the policy will not come in implementation. That is because society is not taking it as a plan. When you talk about agriculture, the farmers will take it. When you talk about industry policy, industrialists will take it. But when it comes to education people, it is not educational people alone. It is students, it is parents, it is teachers, it is the managers and educational people. So they don't take it well because they don't accept the change doesn't happen that fast in education. That's why industrial policy maybe 2 years it will implement, but education policy takes 20 years to implement.
Yes, sir.
So they envisage that in 2020 we do, maybe 2040, 2035 we'll be able to make it happen. By the time the spirit is lost. They want skill-based education. Where are the people who can give skill now?
Right.
Teachers doesn't have skill because they've gone from academics to academics. They have not seen outside world. How are we going to make this happen in the classroom? That's where I wanted a social craft foundation where leaders of people from farming, people from industry, people from different portfolios come and join here, work closely with education.
Correct.
So you should have a setup. Assume that somebody wanted to learn cooking when they were in 6th class. Everybody knows cooking, but teaching cooking is a different skill than cooking.
Yeah.
So how do you make sure like a bridge? There could be teachers or maybe outside people who are passionate in teaching, but they are not into that profession.
Yeah.
bring them into this change so that they will take the children out of their classroom.
Yeah. True. True.
This is what I wanted to see. I go to Northeast for classes, but sometimes I feel that these children are not here to learn maths, physics, chemistry from me. I tell them, let us go for a walk. You can
Fantastic.
imagine a chief guest goes to speak to the children and then say, no class today, let us go for a walk. Because I found they can teach me more than what I can teach them.
Correct.
And that's a place where I am. I am only for one day in Northeast, in the northwest corner of India. I should also see the world. So what do? I'll take them along. On the way, I will speak to them on different topics.
It's not good to them, right?
That could be biology, that could be physics, that could be anything else, no? So that is how I think the education has to change. That is what the new education policy
Yeah.
says. Be with the nature,
Yeah.
learn from the nature, give back to the
Exactly.
society. So do we have such a form where people or teachers can be empowered to do this?
Yes.
Can we
To
have a-
inculcate the responsibility.
Can we have a tie-up with the society on this? That is what I wanted to be in part of the Social Craft Foundation, which was in cold storage for maybe 10-15 years. But I thought this is the right time because new
Yeah.
education policy demands this now. So I am taking it out and then we started dialogues with the people.
So, sir, one thing more I wanted to add on in this that I have a vision of starting a school of dropout children. Because you know what happens is the children who drop out from school, they indulge into things that either they will get into something wrong or they would start some wrong habits. I mean, they darken their future. Now, if we channelize those dropout children in learning something, not just educating them, but understanding their intelligences, exploring what they are good at, be it painting, be it cycling, be it anything. A school of dropout children, and it's not necessary that you should have a physical school for it. Learning is somewhere you can take it anywhere. So I was thinking to have. I also started once, Even I started in my garage area, but where there were few students who were dropout. So first I started learning about how they are thinking. What is their thought process? Because we, as a teacher, I need to teach them by their heart and mind, not by my heart and mind. So I tried to first know them well. So I thought that now it's a time where we channelize our youth. Because so many of the youth in India where we have, they're dropouts. What are we doing for them? They are getting into all things that are not, that are not good for them. So if we channelize that youth, have a school of dropout children, where we can channelize their learning, because I don't believe that every child is a slow learner. It's we who are not inculcating the concept in a right way. If we do it in a right way by understanding them, then we learn it, of course. Right? So it's not always the child who's a slow learner. At times we are unable to, tap the thought process and their intelligences. So if we have a school of dropout children, I think we could help them.
I think if you start, you will have more children in dropout to schools than the normal schools now.
Yeah, correct. Absolutely. That's true. That's true.
And the new education policy says you can drop out anytime.
Yeah.
And rejoin.
Not in the right way, but
Rejoin anytime else. Yesterday, see, I have got a small group which are now discussing, and then that I publish in my YouTube called eTube.
Acha.
Education E, electronic E. Yesterday we had a speaker. It's anybody can come voluntarily and then say this is the topic which I want to present. So yesterday we had on disability in learning.
Okay.
So at the end I made my remark. I was telling most of the people, they understand learning is academics, but learning is not academics.
Yes.
Second, there is nothing called disability. There is only a failure. Maybe you are not courage enough for exams, therefore they drop out. Or they have some sort of a discomfort in the system in which they are into. Therefore they come out, because everybody has to pass. and 99% pass, only one fail, they feel upset. Traditionally, this problem was not there. There were less dropouts traditionally because the failures used to be 20%. School education was filtering so much, they don't make everybody to pass. Today's education is everybody passes. And by mistake, one or two people fail. And they are not actually failures. Probably much worse students, they know that this fellow is useless buffalo, but he passes. But this fellow did not, because I keep saying you are giving a gun which has got 5 bullets position, but you are only filling 1 bullet and then asking him to shoot. If it shoot, then it is shoot. Otherwise, you are a failure. That is sometimes the education system which you don't have got that option to reappear tomorrow. Open school scheme we have, it gives lot of opportunity, but open school is not famous. But actually what can be done is, we have an open school scheme in which anybody can register anywhere and then pass next day, next week. I found a lot of children who failed. I used to ask them to register in open school and then write in 1 week they get a certificate, and there are people who joined for higher courses very fast in the same year without missing. What happens to children when they miss 1 year? They feel inferior to somebody else and they don't continue education, right? But they have good skill. So along with the skill, academic certificate is also must. That is what makes them really good. That is what the open school scheme wanted to do, where there are a lot of people who are on the roadside who are repairing scooters, mechanic people, but call them and give them a ITI certificate. Maybe once in their life you can call them, even actually you can, that is what I want that to be used. Give them a certificate in which trade they are good. Though it's a private certification, give them a certificate. Maybe government do not recognize. But I'm sure he feels that I know the skill, somebody certified me. Use him into the Social Craft Foundation to teach the other children who wanted to get training in this. So he becomes an instructor.
True.
Got it? So this is what I was thinking. Dropouts, we don't have to take care. The society will take care. If you put them back into education, tell them again you have to learn something, they will not be happy. But
Learn as it.
yeah, support them to start some trade which is of their choice.
Exactly, their choice.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, not kind of a school, but something that can help them explore.
But then I as an individual, you as an individual may not be able to support them. So what we need is first to recognize those people who are already, somehow they must have struggled in the society to identify what is their skill. Use them as instructors and put this fellow along with them. Identify what is your taste. Okay, your tailoring is your taste. Yeah, we have somebody who is good for you. Go with them. So we start many such parallel skill schools.
Good. Like mentors.
Mentors, yeah. I am not good in mentoring them because that is not my profession today. I am not into tailoring. I am not into farming. So there are a lot of people, probably there are a lot of people who can be part of it, but we need a structure where we think about it, visualize, discuss, and then make a stream out of it and then popularize it.
Correct. Right.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's really nice, sir. It's so wonderful hearing you, and an amazing learning too. So really, I mean, I don't have words to thank you. Thank you for taking out time and.
Good enough for the day. We will discuss along, probably find out something which can realize some social service.
Sure, sir. I am with you in all your initiatives. I mean, it will be an honor because this is something that really makes me happy. You know. Because I think anything that makes you happy, and when you come into that profession, it becomes like a celebration. So I'm celebrating every moment.
Good. Enjoy.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir.
For me, LIFE, life. live in full enjoyment.
Cool.
Learn in full enjoyment.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So wonderful, sir. Thank you so much. Take good care.
God bless you. Inshallah, meet you sometime.
Inshallah, sir. Take care.